Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Ashley Hurley.
And I'm Caitlin Klein with this week's LMU Tri-State News Update.
First up in news, a Middlesboro woman was placed under arrest and charged with 13 counts of forgery and 13 counts of theft. 30-year-old Carrie Gambrell is an employee at the Middlesboro City Clerk's office and has been charged with 6 counts of forgery in the first degree, 7 counts in the second degree, and 13 counts of theft by deception under $500. The investigation began when Gambrell's own family member filed a complaint against her, saying that she had been stealing his personal checks. It was discovered the checks were written payable to Gambrell and the signature had been forged. The checks were cashed over a 3-month period for a total of $1,315. During the investigation, other checks were also reviewed, and it was discovered that some other checks had been made out to Gambrell. These checks contained the forged signatures of both the city clerk and mayor that totaled over $900. Both investigations are ongoing, and there could be additional charges. Gambrell is being held in the Bell County Detention Center.
A New Tazewell woman is out on bond after being charged with having sexual intercourse with a 13-year-old boy. According to the arrest warrant, 43-year-old Michelle Cox of New Tazewell allegedly had sex with the boy after she purchased beer for him and they went to her home. She is charged with aggravated statutory rape. Cox was arrested June 24th and released on the same day, according to officials. Her bond was set at $100,000. The June 7th warrant lists Cox's place of employment as the Claiborne County Board of Education, but the June 24th warrant does not state her place of employment. Her preliminary hearing is set for July 18th.
2 people are indicted in Bell County Circuit Court by the grand jury on felony charges. 26-year-old Ricky Baker of Ewing, Virginia is indicted on the charge of theft by unlawful taking over $500 and theft by unlawful taking under $500. 30-year-old Robin Brown of Rose Hill, Virginia is indicted on first and third degree possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Baker took a boat motor and 35 used alternators valued at more than $500 from a male victim without his permission. Baker also took 50 electric starters that are valued at less than $500 from the same person. Brown is indicted for possession of oxycodone and a Schedule II narcotic and a Schedule IV non-narcotic substance. She also possessed drug paraphernalia. The Middlesboro Police Department is in charge of the investigation.
An accidental shooting case finally sees its close as a local man receives his sentence for shooting what he thought was a turkey. 29-year-old Chase Myers thought he was hunting a turkey on April 9, 2012, but he was actually on the trail of Nikki Hayes. Hayes was metal detecting around the area when he was shot. Myers appeared before Claiborne County Criminal Court on June 17th for his sentencing. He received 4 years of probation, during which he cannot hunt at all, he cannot possess a weapon or have any contact with Hayes, and he must pay restitution to Hayes in the amount of $3,877.36. He also must take a hunter education course. Hayes is doing just fine and has a lesson for all hunters. He advises, make sure you know what you're shooting at.
A pharmacy is getting ready to reopen after a tragedy in late May. Down Home pharmacy owners Stephen Lovell and Richard Somerville were shot and killed during a pill robbery. 2 other pharmacy workers were also shot at the Bean Station business but survived. Former police officer Jason Holt is accused of entering the pharmacy, stealing prescription pills, and then shooting the 4 people. Until 2 weeks ago, TBI and hazmat crews were wrapping up their work at the crime scene. The pharmacy owner's widow really wasn't sure if she wanted to reopen, but said she decided to because the business was so important to her husband. Most of the staff who worked at the pharmacy will be returning to work at the business. District Attorney General Jimmy Dunn is seeking the death penalty for Holt, who is accused of killing the 2 and injuring the 2 others at the pharmacy.
Union County Sheriff's investigators and the owner of a Norris Lake restaurant are seeking help finding the men who stole several bottles of liquor during an early morning break-in Friday. Authorities were first alerted to the break-in just after midnight when an alarm went off at Bubba Brew's. When sheriff deputies arrived shortly after receiving the call, they were told that 3 men were seen running from the bar and boarding a bright red and tan pontoon boat with a red top. Surveillance video cameras captured images of the 3 entering the restaurant and taking liquor. A Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency officer aided in a search of the lake and nearby boat ramps, but the 3 suspects were not located. The Union County Sheriff's Office is asking anyone recognizing the suspects or knowing about the burglary to call 865-992-5212 or the Sheriff's Hotline at 865-992-2019.
Now for a look at local sports, let's turn to LMU Tri-State News sports reporter Adam Plyler.
Let's dive right into volleyball. The Lincoln Memorial University volleyball team released their 2013 schedule last week in hopes of gaining a 6th consecutive NCAA Southeast Regional appearance, which will be the 3rd straight under head coach Jenny Michael. The Lady Rail Splitters opened the season on the road in Savannah, Georgia for the AASU Classic, where you'll see talent from 4 top teams including Shorter, Armstrong Atlantic, Flagler, and also Georgia Regents, formerly known as Augusta State. The Lady Rail Splitters are slated to host 11 home matches inside Mary Mars Gym, including matches against newest conference members Queen College and Coker College. For more information on the volleyball schedule and to keep up to date on LMU athletics, visit our website at www.lmurailsplitters.com. LMU alumni and friends are invited and encouraged to attend a presentation held by LMU's Dan Burns on July 11th. Burns is heading south to Chattanooga to spread the word to alumni about recent developments at Lincoln Memorial University. Burns says this is a great way for alumni to see all the growth on LMU's campus over the past few years.
Meeting that we're going to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we're going to be meeting at Sticky Fingers. That's a nice little place down there to eat and greet people, located in downtown Chattanooga. But anyway, this is a athletic development meeting that we're reaching out to former athletic alums and alumni within that area to just tell them everything that's going on about LMU and all the new building projects and everything that's been going on in athletics in the last 5 to 10 years that maybe a lot of people don't know about.
The event starts at 6:30 at Sticky Fingers in Chattanooga with the presentation at 7:30. Hors d'oeuvres will be served. The 2013 Cumberland Gap High School football schedule is finally released, and the Panthers are looking to improve on their 7-4 mark 1 year ago. Home games for the 2013 season include North Greene, Claiborne, West Greene, Gatlinburg, and Greenville, with road games at Campbell County to open the season, Sullivan East, Chucky Doak, Granger, and Scott. The Panthers are looking to make the playoffs for a 2nd consecutive year. Last season, Cumberland Gap hosted the first round of the TSSAA playoffs and were upset by conference foe West Greene. Gap is also under new leadership this year as former defensive coordinator Corey Russell takes over the reins. This is the 3rd coach in the program's 11 years. Don't forget, LMU Family Night at the Smokies is set for Friday, July 19, 2013, as the Tennessee Smokies take on the Jacksonville Suns at 7:15 p.m. Tickets are $11 and include entrance to the game, a hot dog, chips, and a soft drink. Also, it's fireworks night at the park after the game. For more information, contact Donnie Lipscomb at 423-869-6353. That's all for sports. Caitlin, back to you.
Thank you for that update, Adam. It was a music-filled trip down memory lane in downtown historic Cumberland Gap on Sunday. The sweet sounds of guitar and drums helped commemorate the 4th annual White Lightning Trail Festival. The event put on display the rich history of the communities connected by the trail, which starts in Knoxville. The purpose of the trails is to get people off the interstates and into small, quaint little towns like Cumberland Gap, Carl Nichols, Director of Tourism, said. Historic demonstrations, antique cars, and craft vendors were just some of the activities that helped send guests back in time. In addition to Sunday's festivities, this year's event also featured a bike ride to benefit the Wounded Warrior Project.
Tennesseans are making their way to Arizona to assist firefighters with a wildfire that continues to burn out of control. The same fire killed nearly 20 members of an elite fire crew trying to protect homes in a small town. The fire has quadrupled in size. The cause of the fire was a lightning strike and can happen in any area and be caused by the smallest of sparks, even fireworks. Over the holiday weekend, firework displays will be taking place all over. And to tell us how to stay safe while celebrating, here is LMU Tri-State News reporter Tiffany Duncan.
This time last year, Claiborne County was experiencing drought conditions, which postponed and canceled many events, including firework displays. However, the weather conditions are much different this year, with Claiborne County expecting 3 to 4 inches of rain over the holiday weekend.
Even with moisture filling the air, everyone should still keep in mind safety precautions for this 4th of July holiday. We spoke with Jesse Salveson of Pyro Shows. He shared with us the most important rule to keep in mind for the 4th of July.
Most important thing to keep in mind to be safe while shooting fireworks is safety, safety, safety.
Salveson also reminded us to keep the 4th from going out with a great big boom, to follow these simple steps.
Always make sure you have the appropriate distances in the fallout area to what you're firing. Obviously, keeping a safe distance away from the fireworks, keeping spectators a safe distance, whether that's, again, if you're shooting professionally or if you're shooting for your family and friends and daughters and sons. Always keep a safe distance away, and again, never get too comfortable.
Watching what you're doing when shooting fireworks is important. Steve Rourke, area forester, spoke with us about the dangers of just one spark.
The biggest problem you run into with fireworks is a spark or maybe a firework go haywire and land still burning in some kind of fine fuel. That's usually what will cause a fire to get started and spread, is what we call the fine fuels. That could be dead grass, that could be dead leaf litter in the forest.
There are some precautionary measures you can take in case there is a mishap with your explosives.
Have a person on standby on the side kind of watching around, making sure no sparks happen. Bucket of water, a garden sprayer with water in it, just anything to catch the fire before it gets very big.
So if an accident does occur, call 911 or your local fire department immediately. And also, while you're celebrating the 4th with friends and family, remember, safety first. I'm Tiffany Duncan with LMU Tri-State News.
Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam's office announced Thursday a former state senator and Hawkins County lawyer will be replacing retiring 3rd District Circuit Court Judge Kendall T. Lawson. Mike Falk will serve the counties of Hawkins, Hamlin, Greene, and Hancock. The 59-year-old served 2 sessions as state senator for Claiborne, Granger, Hancock, Hawkins, Jefferson, and Union counties, according to a press release from the governor's office. He has worked in the Falk Law Office in Church Hill in Hawkins County since 1982.
A legal opinion issued by the State Attorney General Bob Cooper outlines exactly when it's legal for blue flashing lights to be used as part of a funeral procession in Tennessee. The opinion, requested by Republican Senator May Beavers of Mount Juliet, says that only full-time law enforcement officers can use blue flashing lights while escorting funeral processions as long as it's part of their official duty to do so. That standard applies even if they are off-duty and being paid for private security. The Attorney General said non-law enforcement may not be able to use blue or red flashing lights of any kind, though escort vehicles can be equipped with amber lights.
More than 150 volunteers from 18 different states are working hard in Speedwell. On Saturday, mobile Baptist builders started working on what will be the new Haynes Flat Baptist Church. The old church is more than 90 years old. By the time the church is built, Haynes Flat Baptist Church will have saved about $200,000 in labor because of the volunteers. Throughout the summer, several volunteers will work on the church. Another group of 100 will volunteer in 2 weeks. They hope to move into the new church before Christmas this year. Thank you for joining us this week. I'm Caitlin Klein.
For everyone behind the scenes, I'm Ashley Hurley.